My name is Ethan, and I need to tell you about the night that changed everything. The night I walked in on my roommate Lucas and discovered a truth that would alter both our lives forever. It was 2 a.m. on a Thursday. I'd been out late at a work event networking drinks that dragged on far longer than I'd planned. I was exhausted, slightly buzzed, and just wanted to collapse into bed. Our apartment was dark when I got home. Lucas's bedroom door was closed, which was normal. He usually went to bed early, some nights as early as 9 p.m. I'd always found it weird for a 24-year-old, but hey, we all have our routines. I kicked off my shoes, headed to the kitchen for water, and that's when I heard it. A sound from Lucas's room, not quite crying but close, a choked sob muffled like he was trying to hide it. My hand froze on the refrigerator door. Lucas and I had been roommates for 8 months. We weren't close, just two guys who'd found each other on a roommate matching site and happened to coexist peacefully. He was quiet, kept to himself, always polite but distant. I knew almost nothing about his personal life. But that sound, that broken, desperate sound, made my chest tighten. I should have gone to my room, should have given him privacy, but something in that sob made me walk to his door instead. I knocked softly. "Lucas, you okay?" Silence, then a shaky voice. "I'm fine, go to bed." He wasn't fine, even I could tell that. "Can I come in?" "No, please, just leave me alone." But I heard something else then, a clattering sound like something falling. "Lucas, I'm coming in." I opened the door. The scene inside his room hit me like a physical blow. Lucas was on the floor, back against his bed, surrounded by pill bottles. His face was blotchy and tear-stained, his hands shaking as he stared at the pills scattered around him. "Oh my God," I breathed, rushing forward. "Lucas, what are you doing?" He looked up at me and the expression on his face broke my heart, complete despair, utter hopelessness, like he'd already given up. "I can't do this anymore," he whispered. "I can't keep pretending everything's okay when it's not. I'm so tired, Ethan, I'm so tired of fighting." I dropped to my knees beside him, my heart racing, trying to assess the situation. "Did you take any, Lucas, did you take anything?" He shook his head. "I was going to, I had them all laid out, but then I thought about my mom finding out and I couldn't do that to her." Relief flooded through me, but it was quickly replaced by fear. This wasn't over, this was serious. "Okay," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "Okay, we're going to get through this, but I need you to tell me what's going on. Why do you want to hurt yourself?" He laughed bitterly. "You really want to know, you want to hear about how much I hate myself, how every day is a struggle just to get out of bed, how I've been pretending to be someone I'm not for so long that I don't even know who I am anymore." "Yes," I said firmly, "I want to know all of it." Lucas stared at me for a long moment as if deciding whether to trust me. Then, slowly, he started talking. "I'm gay," he said. "I've known since I was 13, but my family, my dad's a pastor, my mom's deeply religious. My whole community is built around the church, and they all believe being gay is a sin." My stomach dropped. "Lucas, I tried to pray it away. Tried conversion therapy in high school. Did you know they still do that? Tried dating girls, tried being the perfect son, tried everything to make these feelings go away. But they never did, they just got stronger and I got better at hiding." He wiped his eyes roughly. "I moved here for college thinking maybe I could finally be myself, away from my family, from everyone who knows me, but I'm such a coward. Even here, hundreds of miles away, I can't do it. I can't come out, I can't date, I can't even admit to myself what I am without hating every part of me." "That's why you go to bed so early," I said, pieces clicking into place. "You're not sleeping, you're hiding." He nodded. "It's easier to just disappear, not exist for a while, but tonight I couldn't take it anymore. My dad called, told me he'd found a nice girl from church who wants to meet me. Started making plans for me to come home for a long weekend, meet her family. And I just thought, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I can't marry someone I don't love. I can't keep living a lie." "So you thought ending it was the answer?" "I thought it would be easier than disappointing everyone, easier than being the son who destroys his family's reputation, the kid who chose sin over salvation." I grabbed his hands, making him look at me. "Lucas, listen to me, you are not a disappointment, you are not a sin, you are a human being who deserves to be happy, to be loved, to be exactly who you are. You don't understand." You're right, I don't understand what you've been through. But I understand this, your life matters, not the version your dad wants you to be, not some perfect straight son who marries a church girl and lives a lie. Your real life, the one where you get to be yourself. I didn't leave his side that night. We gathered up all the pills, flushed them down the toilet. I made him tea, wrapped him in a blanket, and we sat on his bedroom floor for hours. He told me everything about the conversion therapy, the prayers, the shame, the attempts to cure him, about the secret crushes he'd never acted on, about the dating apps he'd downloaded and deleted a dozen times, too scared to actually meet anyone, about the constant exhaustion of maintaining a facade, of never letting anyone see the real him. Do you know what it's like, he asked around 4 a.m., his voice hoarse from crying, to wake up every day and hate the person you see in the mirror, to feel like you're fundamentally broken, to believe that the very core of who you are is wrong? No, I admitted, I don't, but Lucas, you're not broken. Your family's beliefs, the conversion therapy, the constant rejection of who you are, that's what's broken, not you. How can you be so sure? Because I'm sitting here with you, seeing you, really seeing you for the first time, and you know what I see? Someone brave, someone who's survived years of trauma and is still here, still fighting, someone who deserves so much better than what he's been given. As dawn broke through his window, I made a decision. You're not going through this alone anymore, I said. We're going to find you a therapist, a real one, not some conversion therapy bullshit, someone who can help you process all of this. And you're going to let me be your friend, your actual friend, no more hiding in your room, no more pretending everything's fine. Why do you care? He asked, genuinely confused. We barely know each other. Because tonight I saw someone in pain. Someone who needed help, and I'm not going to walk away from that. The next morning, I called in sick to work. Lucas did too. We spent the day researching therapists, specifically ones who specialized in LGBTQ plus issues and religious trauma. I sat with him while he made the call to schedule his first appointment. Over the following weeks, our dynamic completely changed. Lucas started opening up slowly at first, then more freely. We'd have breakfast together, talk about his therapy sessions, watch movies on Friday nights. I met him after each appointment and we'd go for walks while he processed what he'd discussed. My therapist says I need to start living authentically, he told me one evening, that I can't heal while I'm still pretending. That makes sense. What does living authentically look like for you? He was quiet for a moment. I think it means coming out, at least to some people, starting small. You want to tell your family? God, no, not yet, maybe never, but I want to stop hiding here in my own life. I want to, he took a breath. I want to tell you officially, not just as a confession in crisis, but as a choice. Ethan, I'm gay, and I'm not ashamed of that anymore, or at least I'm working on not being ashamed. I'm proud of you, I said and meant it. That takes real courage. I couldn't have done it without you. Around week 6, something shifted between us. I can't pinpoint exactly when, but I started noticing things. The way Lucas laughed at my stupid jokes, how comfortable the silence between us had become, the way my heart would lift when I came home and heard him in the kitchen. I'd catch myself looking forward to our evenings together, getting irrationally disappointed when he had plans that didn't include me, feeling protective when he talked about his family's continued pressure. One night we were watching a movie, some romantic comedy Lucas had picked. There was a scene where two men kissed and I felt Lucas tense beside me on the couch. You okay? I asked. Yeah, that's the first time I've watched something with queer characters with another person. Usually I watch stuff like this alone, late at night, feeling guilty about it. You don't have to feel guilty here, you can just exist. He looked at me then and something passed between us. An understanding, a connection, something I couldn't quite name but felt deeply. Can I ask you something? He said softly. Anything. Have you ever? He struggled with the words. Why are you so okay with all of this? Most straight guys would have found a new roommate by now. I opened my mouth to answer, then stopped. Because I realized I didn't know how to explain it. The way I felt about Lucas had grown into something more than friendship, something that scared me because I'd never felt it before. I don't know, I admitted. I just know that being around you feels right, helping you, supporting you, it's not a burden, it's where I want to be. Ethan. And maybe I'm not as straight as I thought I was, I said, the words tumbling out before I could stop them. Because lately, when I think about you, it's not just as my roommate or my friend, it's more than that. His eyes widened. What are you saying? I'm saying that night I walked in on you, it didn't just change your life. It changed mine too. I've spent 8 weeks getting to know you, really know you. And somewhere along the way, I started having feelings I've never had before for anyone, but especially not for another guy. You have feelings for me, his voice was barely a whisper. I think I do, which is confusing as hell because I've only ever dated women and I never questioned my sexuality. But with you, it's different, you're different, and I don't know if that makes me bi or gay or just Lucas sexual. I laughed nervously. I'm still figuring it out. He was quiet for so long I thought I'd made a terrible mistake, that I'd burdened him with my confusion while he was still working through his own issues. I have feelings for you too, he finally said. I have since about week 2 when you brought me soup after my first therapy session and watched terrible reality TV with me for 6 hours. But I thought, you're straight and I'm a mess and I didn't want to complicate things when you were being so kind. I'm not straight, I said, testing the words, feeling their truth. Or maybe I am and you're the exception, I don't know yet, but I know I want to figure it out with you, if you want that too. Ethan, I'm still working through so much. Trauma, internalized homophobia, family issues. I'm not sure I'm ready for a relationship. Then we take it slow, we keep being friends, keep supporting each other, and if it becomes something more, great. If not, that's okay too, no pressure, no expectations, just us figuring it out together. He smiled, really smiled for the first time since that night. I'd like that. 3 months later. That was 3 months ago. Lucas and I did take it slow. We went on dates, though we didn't call them that at first. Movies, dinners, long walks where we talked about everything and nothing. He continued therapy, making real progress. Started following LGBTQ plus creators online, reading books about queer experiences, building a community outside his family's world. He even joined a support group for people recovering from conversion therapy. And me, I started my own journey of self-discovery. Realized that sexuality is fluid, that labels are helpful but not required, that what I feel for Lucas is real regardless of what category it fits into. Last week, Lucas came out to his older sister. She was shocked but supportive, promised not to tell their parents until he was ready. It was a huge step, and I held his hand through the phone call, watching him shake with fear and then cry with relief. I can't believe she didn't hate me, he said afterward. Why would she hate you? You're amazing. I love you, he said suddenly. I know we're taking it slow and I know we haven't defined what we are yet, but I need you to know that. I love you, Ethan. You saved my life that night, and then you gave me a reason to keep living. I love you too, I said and kissed him. And for the record, you saved yourself. I just held your hand while you did it. We still have hard days. Lucas still struggles sometimes with internalized shame. I still have moments of confusion about my sexuality, about what our future looks like, but we face it together. That night I walked in on Lucas. The night I thought would be the worst night of his life turned out to be the beginning of both our lives. He found the courage to be himself. I found a part of myself I didn't know existed. And together we found something neither of us expected: love, acceptance, and a future we're building one day at a time. People ask me sometimes if I regret not going straight to my room that night, if I wish I'd given him privacy instead of intervening. And I always say the same thing: walking into that room was the best decision I ever made, because it didn't just save Lucas's life. It changed both of ours forever. The end. If you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, you are not alone, your life matters.